The Craft on Crack. I wanted more. I wanted better. The hopes I had for this book, gosh, she was grating on my nerves. I was so confused. It was so boring. I could barely handle it. So I've been doing spring cleaning from my bookshelves, and I thought I'm gonna do a little unhaul video for you. There's quite a bit of books to go through, so get comfortable, get yourself some beverage or some snacks, and let's go. So I've been reading less and less YA literature lately, like last recent couple years. So I thought it's gonna be time to a little bit clean up my shelves from all the YA stuff that I don't need anymore. Some of them good, some of them not so much. There will be some adult ones as well, but I'm gonna start with the YA section, and then I'll move on to adult books. In no particular order. Let's start with probably an unpopular opinion, but I didn't really like this trilogy. Like I liked it enough. I did not get like what's all the hype is about because I did not like it that way. And that is Cruel Prince trilogy by Holly Black. It was fine. It just was like quick one time read for me. I did not like the romance. I didn't particularly like any of the characters. I appreciate the world building, I guess, a little bit, but it was a little bit too much fairy tale esque. And I get it, it's fairies, but that's not the kind of fairies I'm reading about. So if you know, you know. I read a little too young for me. So no hate, no, but I don't really need them on my shelves. I think I'm fine with letting them go. Be Soul Girls by Claire Legrand. So this book I read like years and years ago. The book was really good. It is again YA. It is a supernatural story. Very atmospheric. So if you kind of looking for something creepy, something horror-esque YA version, of course, that has like a lot of atmosphere, like the vibes. I would recommend this one a lot. I'm not gonna be rereading it again. It's been on my shelf for years and years, so I think it's time for it to go. But I would recommend it. It was really good. Now another trilogy that I think I'm gonna unhaul is the Caraval trilogy by Stephanie Garber. Again, when I read it, I really loved it. At that time, it is a great YA, very imaginative world building. The romance was great. The characters was very compelling. However, I don't think I need it on my shelf anymore. I do want to try to kind of tailor my shelves now more to like represent my current taste and just make some space for like new stuff that I definitely am going to be reading. And Caraval, I read it a few years ago, and it's just I just don't have space on my shelves for them anymore. Caraval trilogy is about two sisters that get to this like island or something. It's so this Caraval, as soon as they arrive, Tella, that's one of the sisters, gets kidnapped by um, by Legend. Like his name is Legend, so he's like the boss of this Caraval thing, and her sister Scarlett has to go through this Caraval to like find her and rescue her. So basically, it has kind of interesting structure. We have first book from the POV of Scarlett, and then we have second book is Tella's book, and then the final book is both of them. I really liked it. It was really great. I just don't have any space for them anymore, and I don't think I'm gonna be rereading it anyways. So off they go. Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. So this one, I read the first book. I did buy the second and the third in hopes to read it someday, but I think it's just time to admit that I'm never gonna read them. I barely remember the first book by now. Honestly, I don't really remember anything. Yeah, I can't tell you a single thing about the plot. It didn't make that much of an impression on me, and I think there's like just a lot more other books that I'd rather be reading right now than continue in this series. Now for these ones, I did read this one, but I had such a tough time reading it. I barely like forced myself to finish, and I said I am never continuing this series. And this is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Gunn. Ngan, something like that. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butchered it. But Girls of Paper and Fire. So the concept was so good, like so interesting. It is based on Asian mythology. It has like demigods or whatever, or gods. I thought it will be like very atmospheric, very like fun, and maybe not fun, but like very interesting. Instead, it was boring. It was so boring. I could barely handle it. Like I could barely get through. Like I just wanted to finish it. The romance was like out of nowhere. There's no build up, no nothing. It's just like bam, they're in love, and I was like, what? I don't know, like plenty of people liked this book and this series, so if you're still interested, you can pick it up and give it a try, but I am definitely done with it. So this one is called Eve by Anna Carey. Okay, so this is the first book in the Eve trilogy. Yeah, I think that's called the Eve trilogy. um so I've read this also like so much, like probably like 10 years ago, so if not more. It was one of my YA stages. So this is a YA novel. It's post-apocalyptic novel basically. So the virus has wiped out the population, and Eve is being like living in this kind of school, and it's closed off. She was never has never been outside, but obviously there is secrets, and she learns about the true purpose of the school and what awaits her, and she's trying to escape it. This was solid, I guess. At the time when I read it, I kind of liked it. I read the whole trilogy. I just already gave away the other two books, so I only have this one left. So I'm just gonna either donate it or maybe sell it to secondhand store or something, or just maybe leave it outside in my hallway. I know I do have some reading neighbors that might like to give it a try. Alrighty. So this one, I never got around to reading it, and this is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahira Mafi. I was a big fan of the Shatter Me series by her, and when she came up with the new book, I obviously bought it, but I never got around to reading it. This is a contemporary coming of age novel that is centers around this Muslim American girl in like post 9/11 world, trying to grow up, trying to get through school, and dealing with all this Muslim phobia that was very strong at that time. I'm not a big contemporary reader, especially YA contemporary. Not even when I was reading a lot of YA, but I bought it solely because it was Tahira Mafi. She was one of my favorite YA authors, but I never got around to it, and now I never will. So I just decided I'm gonna unhaul it. Nemesis Trilogy by Brandon Rakes. Um, so this one I have conflicting feelings about. Since I loved the first book, I liked the second one, and by the third one, I was just done with it. So I didn't finish the third one. I think I'm like kind of in the middle, was in the middle of it. I put it down and never picked it up again, and I don't think I ever will. So I am officially DNFing the third book. So the Nemesis series uh, is very interesting premise, which but it started like in one place and it ended in like completely different place. We follow this girl, right? She is kind of being killed over and over. She doesn't know why, she doesn't know how to avoid it. I think it's on her birthday, every year on her birthday. Yeah, since she was 8, every 2 years on her birthday, so like every other birthday, she is getting killed. But obviously nobody knows about it, nobody believes it, and she's not sure even she kind of believes it, but like she knows that she died, and then she kind of wakes up and everything's good again. So such an intriguing premise. The first book was really good. I liked where it go, even though the second one kind of became something kind of like with a different vibe, but it was like very the second one is Genesis. It was still very interesting. It was still continuing the story. And the third one, it was already like, I don't know, it just became boring at that point, and kind of I felt like we've done it all before. Each book can be read as the final book in the series. So if you want to stop after the first book, you will be still have that feeling of completeness, because it will be like a complete story with a good ending. If you want to like continue, then you can continue in Genesis, but again, it will finish up the story with it like really well, like it's a full ending. You can stop here and not bother with the third one, which is what I would recommend. Just read the book 1 and book 2, and book 3 just maybe skip it. So I'm gonna also DNF the Shannon Maguire. I had a few books from her Wayward Children series, which I have read too. I did get the Come Tumbling Down, but I think it's like the fifth one or something like that. So I didn't have like the third or fourth before that. And I never got around to it. But I'm not big on the small novellas books, so they very rarely work for me. Kind of interesting premise. Again, if you like this little novellas books, you are gonna like it, because for short book, it was well done. It is a fantasy novella. It is a little bit Narnia-esque, has that Narnia vibe. So we get to see these kids, right? Different ages, different. I think mostly the teenagers, but one day the door appears between for them, and they kind of go through it to like a different world. It is kind of creepy a little bit. It is a lot of fantasy, a lot of kind of world building. It's all about the worlds, I think, and I think that's why it kind of didn't really work for me, because I feel like the small books, they should be like more tailored around the character, at least the main character, rather than the world, because world building is like it's a lot to accomplish in the little novella, and you still have to build up the characters and the relationships and the plot a little bit, and that's not that much space. So in this one, I bought quite a while ago as well, like years and years ago. It's called Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. This one was very popular book around the time I bought it. Like it still kind of is. Like it got a lot of hype. What I did not realize that it was in verse. So it's like one big poem, and I don't think I can read that for some reason. I don't know, English, maybe just English being my second language, English poems just I cannot do that. It's not interesting to me. It's like I cannot, like I have to read and reread to like get points. I don't get rhymes a lot, like they do not resonate with me. So I don't think like I was still trying to get to it and trying to maybe one day read it, but I think it's just time to kind of to come to terms that that's not gonna happen. Another one that I did not get around to read is called Rogue Princess by B.R. Myers. This is the fate of the world rests on her choice. If I remember correctly, this is some sort of a retelling of Jasmine from Aladdin. I might be completely wrong, like in a completely off base. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I thought when I bought it. Seems kind of like a spacey retelling of Jasmine and Aladdin. This is what kind of got me into it, but it is a YA. I keep going like around and around this book, but picking it up different ones. So I think it's just time to give it away, and I'll be reading something else. Now, also I've got For Dead Queens by Astrid Schulte. It was a good book. It was OYA. I think it's a debut work of the author. I do have her second book somewhere on the shelves that I'm still going to be hopefully one day reading. Um, I remember I did like this one. To be honest, don't really remember much about the plot. I remember there was four queens. They end up dead, and our heroine has to like kind of find out what happened to them and who killed them. So it's kind of a whodunit in the fantasy world. Yeah, it was good. It just I'm never gonna come back to it. I do need some more space on the shelves, so I am unholding it today. So there's a few that I haven't gotten around to reading. They've been sitting on my shelf for years now, and I'm just unholding it to the point because I'm just not going to read it. I'm just not interested in it anymore. And it is I honestly can't really tell you anything really about the plot because I cannot remember, but it is The Beholder by Anna Bright. It is Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This one actually I've heard only good things, and I think it's kind of under appreciated. Um, Judging by those people who read it, and like so The Queen's Assassin by Melissa de la Cruz. Well, I think the plot is in the name. Besides that, can't tell you anything. Haven't read it. Not gonna read it. I think I got it somewhere in like a bookish box or something. So I didn't like really buy it myself. Same actually with the other two. I think I got them like in the box because it doesn't seem to be something I would be looking twice in the bookshop. So I think that was years ago when I was subscribing to bookish box or something like that. I tried like a couple of them in my time. And in the same pile, I have also Supernova by Cass Morgan. I just didn't realize this was a second book when I bought it. It wasn't like the first one in the series, and I never got the first one, so I never got to the second one, and I don't think I will at this point. Cass Morgan is the author of The 100, the books, not the TV show. Well, the TV show was adapted from those books, but this is the author. That's why I kind of bought it to give it a try. And this one I think is also like a space opera sci-fi fiction. Last but not least, in this category is Insignia by S.J. Kincaid. So, S.J. Kincaid was the author of the Diabolic series, which I read the first and second book. I loved it. I was really, really hoping to get to the third one, but it took so long to like come out, and I never actually like got my hands on it. I barely remember what happened in the first two books and before I read like the last one, so I'm just not interested anymore. And this one was kind of the same. I kind of bought it on a whim just because it's the same author, and wanted to give it a try, but just never got around to reading it. I'm just not reading YA much anymore. I just don't enjoy it that much anymore. Basically, this is like a World War III kind of a scenario, and the enemy is winning. Something about video games, because we follow the video gamer. The main character is the gamer who has been recruited by the government to kind of be like a secret weapon in this world. Just does not honestly seem interesting to me at this time. Not like just not something I am interested in. From the same author, as I already mentioned, I am unholding the Diabolic, the first and second book, because I am officially DNF in this series. As I remember, it was really, really, really good. I really liked it. Was really waiting for the third one, but again, it took so much time that I'm just not interested anymore. This book, we follow someone who is called the Diabolic. So they are created to be a protector for like a person that they created for. So they have like the single task is like to kill and to protect the person. This is also like a space sci-fi. The girl that our Diabolic was assigned to protect, she gets kidnapped. Nemesis, that's the name of the main character. She has to become her in order to protect her. So she has to pretend that she is like the girl that she's was created for. This is Nameless Queen by Rebecca McLaughlin. Um, could not tell you anything about the plot, honestly. Never read it. Again, I think I got it like in one of the book boxes, and I'm just wasn't that interested. So it will be on hold with all the rest of them. These ones I kind of read recently, actually, like last year, and it is verified and disclosed by Joel Charbonneau. So the premise was really good, but the execution kind of fell short for me. I still read both of them. I did finish the series. It was a solid like 3 stars for me. Like it wasn't horrible. Like it was pretty like it was decent book, but it was just lacking in kind of like in every aspect for me. So the book is set in this near future, as I understand it. It doesn't really say how near, how far, but the way it's described, it seems like kind of near. Nothing too crazy is going on, but it is set in the future where um, some words have been lost. So like people don't know those words. People trust in government like implicitly. They don't understand that like it somebody could be lying. Like they don't even have the concept of lies, I guess. But when our main character's mother dies in mysterious circumstances, she starts to suspect some things. I feel like I'm not explaining it very very well, but basically, yeah. So like maybe not propaganda, like I can't call it propaganda. They just kind of removed from history, like removed books, removed like certain words, like the word verify, which would mean like check, like if somebody's telling you the truth, literally. And people that still like use paper, people that like know these words or know all this, they've been persecuted, obviously. Like the premise was very promising. It was kind of interesting. It is also YA, so I think Mary is like 17 in this one, but kind of every aspect felt like fell short for me. I wanted more, I wanted better. That's not to say it was like bad, it's just kind of okay, and that's it. The romance was very insta lovey. There were a bunch of plot holes in this. I still enjoyed it like enough to give it 3 stars, and to finish the duology. It is readable, so like I read it like pretty fast. So that's one of the pluses, but yeah, unfortunately, I thought I was gonna love it, but didn't work out that way. And It is very pretty, so it's been sitting on my shelf again for years and years. But now that I've read it, I don't think I want to keep it. I do have a couple more books from the same author that I'm debating now if I want to read or not. But they also kind of like smallish like these, so maybe I'll just gonna give them a try as well. Somewhat popular opinions coming your way. With this one, Wilder Girls by Rory Powers. Ah, boy, the hopes I had for this book. So many hopes, but they all kind of came crashing down. There was like so much hype around this book for years and years and years and years. Everybody seems to love it. It was like such a great and atmospheric and blah and blah and blah, the drill. But I didn't quite like it. I think I gave it 3 stars. But um although it was atmospheric, so I liked the vibe. It was kind of creepy. There was a lot of like body horror, so if you're into that, I think you'll like it. It was well done in that aspect. However, the characters were extremely underdeveloped. The relationships also underdeveloped. The plot, uh, I don't know if the plot wasn't bad. The plot, I wouldn't call it good either, but it wasn't bad. I think the most disappointing thing was the ending, because it kind of ended with nothing. And I thought, am I crazy? Is there like a sequel to it? But nope, standalone, just kind of ends with nothing. So be aware if you still haven't read it and you really wanted to, because you will not get the ending. Um, Again, I thought the relationships was very insta relationshipy. But the characters, I don't know. I just couldn't connect with anyone, I guess. But the world building, yes. So it was very atmospheric, very kind of creepy, and like interesting. But it was just, I was very disappointed. I don't know. Such a great cover too. Like I was debating to keeping it just for the cover, but I decided against it. So off it goes. Another disappointment. The TikTok sensation. Boy, this book, Light Lark by Alex Astor. Oh my. What can I say about this book? Not to spoiler you, but oh my gosh, I kind of hated it. I finished it, like I did not DNF'd it, but feels like AI wrote it. It's like so many plot holes. The world is so underdeveloped. Nothing is explained. The relationships, like there's a love triangle in this. First of all, but okay, I don't mind them that much. Like sometimes it's done well, sometimes it's like whatever. But either one of them did not work for me. I was like, what? Oh. Sorry, my battery is dying, so I think I'm gonna finish with this one, and I'll continue a little bit later when I when I charge up my camera. But yes, Slight Dark. I was so confused in like many aspects of it. Like there's like so much to talk about, like so many plot holes, so many like underdeveloped relationship, the things that just kind of do not make sense in this book. The cliches on the cliches. I think I give it like 2 stars just because I finished it. Like there was a few like okay things, but like the I feel like author just kind of threw as much as she can in this book and see what sticks, which nothing kind of did. So DNF in this series, I am not gonna be reading anything else by her. And like I've seen online, like I don't think anybody liked this book much. Very hyped on TikTok. I think just mostly thanks to the author herself. I guess she did like a very nice marketing campaign when it came out. But yeah, I did not like it. Okay, and my camera is charged now, so I am back, and we're gonna continue with the YA section. So I've got also the last two books of the Scythe trilogy, which is The Thunder and the Toll, by Neil Shusterman. This is one of the other YA, not a dystopian, like utopian, more like utopian books. But I guess if you know, like any utopian book is really at the core of it is a dystopian book because there's no truly, like no true utopia. Like very popular YA trilogy. So in these books, we follow our main character who is the Reaper, basically a Grim Reaper. So they called Scythes. We have a world that is a utopia, and it's ruled by by basically by AI program, which controls like every aspects of this world except for the scythems, like the organization of the sites. And to control the population, since there is no sickness anymore, there is no death, people live long and stuff, they have to kind of kill people artificially, basically. um, and the sites are the people who do that, so they what they call gleaning. So basically, they're like a grim reapers of the world, and that's the premise. Anyways, I really loved the trilogy. I liked everything. It was very interesting, very fun, very dynamic. I don't want to spoil or anything, so I'm not gonna say more than that. But honestly, it's just been so long since I read it, but I'm not gonna like reread it. And I already gave away the first book in the series, which is called The Site. No, it's just called Site, not the. Um, and now I'm just unholding the other two as well. I don't need them on my shelf anymore. So I have another duology here. It's The Conspiracy of Stars by Olivia A. Cole. And the second book is The Anatomy of Beasts. It wasn't bad per se, it was just kind of boring. So this is a sci-fi duology. Um, so we follow our main character on this alien planet, and where she grew up, and all she wanted is to become like what they call a white coat, to become a scientist and study the planet. And at some point she kind of discovers that like the council and the government like kind of hiding something, that the indigenous species are being like persecuted or something like that, or attacked. I just kind of I lost interest, and we'll be unholding this one today. Is a Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. I think this one I also got somewhere in the book box. So this is a pirate YA fantasy. I really liked it at the time of reading, which was very long time ago. Never got around to reading like the second book or like continuing the series, and by the time, like, I honestly again like don't remember much of the plot. So like even if I would continue now, I would have to like reread the first book. Then they came up with like a new covers after the first book for some stupid reason, and now this one is like very mismatched. And I just didn't bother to continue, and I think that's the it's the time to get rid of it. So I have another lovely trilogy here, by Meadows, Before She Ignites. I'm unholding the whole trilogy. Kind of binged it all when I got it. This is fairly popular trilogy among YA readers. It has dragons. It has like gods. Quite an interesting world building. Like I kind of binged it. It's very readable, very cute. Nothing too special. That's why I kind of read it once, and it's like been there, done that, and now we're moving on. Okay, another book that I did not like when I read it is called Damsel by Ilana K. Arnold. It's a fairly small book, so if you want to give it a try, you'll go through it fairly quickly. So this is not like a specific retelling of fairy tales, but more like a subversion of the trope. At least that's what it's trying to be. All on all the like the damsel in distress, the kidnapped princess, and all that stuff. So we start off watching this prince go into a dragon lair to rescue a princess from the dragon, and he brings this princess back to his castle to marry her. She has no memory of what came before she was captured by the dragon or what horrors she faced in its lair. She knows only this handsome young man, the story he tells of her rescue, and her destiny of sitting on a throne beside him. And obviously, nothing is what it seems. I appreciate the effort, um, but it just did not work for me. It was way too weird. There was some choices made. I don't understand why. I kind of understand what the author was going for, and plenty of people liked this book. Like I finished it. Didn't DNF it, but I think for the most part, it was fairly boring. Nothing much was happening. The ending was supposed to be that big what moment, the big like WTF moment. And don't get me wrong, it was. It just wasn't in the like in a good way that the author was intending for me, at least not for me. Just kind of just a little too weird when it didn't need to be like weird, if you know what I mean. Um, got also the Sea Witch from Sarah Henning here. Also, again, it's a YA retelling of The Little Mermaid, but we follow basically like Ursula the Sea Witch. She's not called Ursula in here, but you know the one I'm talking about. Her backstory, her villain origin story. I thought that wasn't bad. I thought that was a standalone, but apparently there was like a second book. By the time found out, I was like, okay, I don't really care anymore. But the first book was pretty good. Um, wasn't really what I was expecting, but pretty good. So I did enjoy it. A couple books here from Lauren Oliver. I have Broken Things, and I have Vanishing Girls. So the Broken Things I have read. I really liked it at the time. Like again, it was years and years ago when I was really into the YA scene of it all, and I thought this one was pretty good. We follow three girls who are trying to solve the murder of their friend. And there's a little bit kind of a supernatural subplot to it, where we have the book in the book, and it seemed to be describing the world and the events that kind of may be true. Um, I again, I read it so long ago, so like I don't quite remember it very well, but I do remember it making like a good impact on me. I loved it. It was very readable, very interesting, and I would recommend it. The Vanishing Girls, unfortunately, I never got around to reading. It is a again YA mystery thriller about the missing girls, and I just kind of lost interest to it, and I don't think I'm gonna ever come back to it. Also, very popular YA book called Sadie by Courtney Summers. I am not going to be rereading it for obviously this was one time read for me. It was pretty good though. It is written like in the form, kind of half of it written in the form of a podcast, like a true crime podcast. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think probably in the audiobook you would like enjoy it even more. I was reading it in the physical form. I still enjoyed it. We follow this teenage girl who is just trying to solve her little sister's murder. Quite emotional, very well written. Um, Again, the format, I really like the format. It was very interesting, especially at that time. This is quite an old book. It was published like 2018, so it's been quite a bit of time. I do recommend it if you are interested in reading it, but I'm just don't need it on my shelves anymore. It's One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. I thought I was gonna read it at some point, especially with the show, when the show came out, but like I never watched the show either. Like some of them, I just kind of lost interest, and I know now that I'm just not gonna go back to it. So this is kind of like a breakfast club, a little bit. Somebody's dead and somebody's lying. Again, the plot is in the title. I think there's like quite a few more books as the sequels from this one again, and yeah, I'm just not getting into it. In another YA thriller called Missing by Kelly Armstrong. Honestly, could not tell you anything about the plot. I read it so long ago. Very forgettable, to be honest. I just remember it was like with the vibe, like kind of hillbillies. Very also like fall vibes. That's what I remember from this, and like there's like forest and stuff. So if you're looking for something like that, maybe um you can give it a try. I remember like I enjoyed it enough at the time when I read it, but again, now like I don't even remember the plot. So it was like one of those one-time reads for me. So this one might surprise some people because these are very kind of beloved series. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I have three books from that series. I think I read two of them, and then just kind of fell off of it because I'm just wasn't interested anymore. This is like not even like it says it's YA, but it's more. It reads more like a middle grade. I kind of feel bad giving these away because so love the idea of it, of these books, the way they're written, and it's like full story kind of constructed from old, like interesting like photographs that like author found, and like these are all real but they're all kind of bizarre. So the author is Ransom Riggs, who is actually Tagiera's Mafi's husband, interestingly enough, and he is I think he's a, like a used to be a photographer or something. He was putting together a book of like the photographs, and that's where the idea came to him about the novels. And I appreciate it for what it was. It just wasn't for me. As I said, it does read like middle grade, which I'm in my 30s, so kind of just not that interesting to me anymore. So I decided I'm gonna give them away. Maybe somebody will love them better. It's The House of Salt and Sorrow by Erin A. Craig. Like this is very atmospheric horror novel, and I think she came up with like follow-up novels as well. So this is a series now. I only read the first one. I loved it at the time of when I read it. Very vibey, very atmospheric. There's ghosts in here, like very creepy. Um, like that was great. But again, I have no interest in continuing anymore. Just I don't know why. Just kind of meh. Now we have House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, another one of like atmospheric horror novels. We have three sisters that disappeared one day on one of the streets and then returned a month later with like they had no memory of what happened to them. They are kind of strange, not and creepy. So their physical appearance started to change as well. So their hair went white, their eyes went black, and some like strange occurrences are happening around them. We're following the 17-year-old Iris, who is one of these sisters, and just like some things are happening. There's like big mystery about like what did happen to them when they were little, and things that are happening now. It was quite atmospheric. It was interesting. I thought it was well written, so I just again time just don't want to keep it on my shelf anymore. Is A Dead Girl Society by Michelle Chris. This one was one of those, again, like just decent one time reads. Was it qualify as a thriller, YA thriller, I guess? Like kind of like the game of Dare that's going on. You get like the girl gets an invitation, and there's all these dares that she needs to do. So it was a decent book, nothing too crazy, nothing too bad. The ending, I guess, was a little bit of a letdown, but it's like it was left more kind of open ended, and those endings don't always work for me. So if you want to give it a try, I would probably recommend it, but again, like I gave it only 3 stars. So another duology I have here is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. This is a time travel YA romance book. I like the first one. I was gonna continue with the second one, but then I kind of put it down. Maybe, I don't know, a little bit into it. I just wasn't feeling it anymore, and never picked it back up. It's so pretty. Kind of feel bad giving it away because they're also pretty, but it is very slow paced though, so might not be for everyone writing style wise, but it is very flowery, very like beautiful writing. So if you're into that kind of stuff, like I think you'll like it. Okay, this one actually kind of a surprise for myself. Um, that I'm unholding it, and it's A Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli. This is a YA romantasy, I guess. We have a witch and we have a witch hunter. When I read it, like I really liked it, and I thought I was gonna to continue, but the more I waited, the less interest I had in continuing. I just like I don't care anymore, unfortunately. But it was like fairly quick read. I liked the witches aspect of it. They have like a very interesting kind of story in here, and the main character was great, and there's some twists and turns. I don't know if I feel like if I like the romance that much. Maybe it is better in the next book, and kind of left off on a cliffhanger. But I don't think I'm gonna be continuing this series. Yeah, interesting. Like, 'cause, I really thought I'm gonna like love it and I'm gonna continue, but like at this point, I know I won't. So off it goes with all the other ones. So I have couple series, the whole series, two on whole, Mara Dyer books. Um, I just got two here, but like I have the whole thing. I really, really liked it when I read it. I remember I was in such a mood to read some like the YAs that have like the classic feel of a YA that you would get like in 2010s or so, right? And I picked up this Mara Dyer series, and boy, did it deliver! I liked the vibe, I liked the characters, I liked the story. It was like very readable. I binged it so fast, and it left me in such a hangover that I wanted to read more like classic YA. That's why I read the Divergent series, which is interesting, which I wasn't going to, but like that's how it went for me. So yeah, so sometimes I'm like just really in the mood for some stuff, and maybe that contributed to me liking it more than I would have otherwise. Like kind of morally gray characters that you don't really know which way she's gonna go, but was like I loved it. So I'm not gonna be rereading it. I not like some other ones that I do. Like it's no Hunger Games, I guess. Um, yeah, and it takes like a lot of place. Like it's a long series, but I think it's time to unhold them. Like big series that I DNF'd and am gonna be unholding is the Shadow Hunters series by Cassandra Clare. I have the whole pretty paperbacks with the pretty like spines and stuff. I just at some point, everything like everybody was talking about the shadow bones, about the shadow hunters, and then like the TV show came up. As cringy as it was sometimes, like I kind of liked it. Like I watched the whole thing, and I think like past the first season they got better. But anyway, so I wanted to read the books because I wanted to kind of read her newer stuff, which I heard was like even better than these ones. But it is in all in the same world. So me being me, I needed to read the first series first, so like I would be in the know of what's going on and have all the context that I need. However, I read the first one, and it's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't care, I guess. It was pretty good, I guess, objectively speaking, but I just didn't connect with it. And I thought I was gonna continue and try to like finish the series, but I never picked up the second book, and it's been long enough by now. So I just realizing I'm just not gonna be reading Cassandra Clare, I guess, which is shame because I've heard good things, but it just didn't quite connect with me, and I don't think I'm gonna be continuing. Sherwood by Megan Spooner. So as I understand, this is like a Robin Hood retelling with where we follow Marion. Um, I think that's all I know about it. I just never really had like much specific interest in the Robin Hood um and retellings of it. So I just kind of never picked it up, and gonna be on hold in it now because I don't think I ever will. And the last one from the YA section is another YA trilogy. Again, this is like one of those kind of like classic YA vibes. It is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. So we follow Princess Leia, who flees her wedding, which was the arranged marriage for political alliances. She never met her future husband, and she didn't want to like get married to someone she never met. So she flees to this village and tries to kind of blend in with the common folks, and kind of make some life for herself. But pretty soon, there's two strangers that arrive there. One is the prince that she was supposed to marry, but she doesn't know, and the other one is an assassin sent to kill her. Like I thought it was pretty good. I think I gave it like 5 stars when I read it. Maybe four or 5 stars, somewhere in between there. It really have that like classic YA fantasy feel, which I loved as well. And that concludes our YA section. I do have some adult fiction to share with you that I am unholding. And the first one here will be Confessions of a Murder Suspect by James Patterson. I forgot it as soon as I read it. Very forgettable. There was a murder of the family, and the daughter is a suspect. That's all I remember about it. But it was kind of boring, kind of like nothingy. I did finish it at the time, but I remember not really like liking it. It was so like neither here nor there. But anyways, I read it and I forgot about it. The next one, oh, also might be some unpopular opinions, but it is The Maid by Nita Prose. I was so excited when this one was announced. Seemed very cool premise. It seemed like it's gonna be one of those like big buzz books, and I was very interested in reading it. But the more like I read, the farther I got, the more like a little bit frustrated I get, because and I don't know why, because maybe more so because I've been seeing like all these opportunities that author could have gotten and done with this book, but she went totally different routes, and it didn't work for me. um the main character, um I don't want to speculate because I don't quite know, but like I know a lot of people are saying that she's clearly on a spectrum, and maybe that is the case, but it wasn't like represented properly, or like it wasn't stated in the book. I didn't mind um if she's just kind of quirky, or if she is on the spectrum, whichever way. I thought that was kind of like interesting aspect of it, but it did not work in the book's favor plot wise. The book, like, we are following this hotel maid. It is a closed room murder, so she finds a body in one of the rooms, and she kind of ends up just kind of unraveling of like what happened. And when I tell you, the ending just kind of pissed me off. Like, I had a few like different ideas and guesses by the time I got to the ending, like where it's gonna end and where it's gonna go. And every single one of them was times and times and times better than the one I actually got. I don't want to spoil it or anything if you do want to read it, but unreliable narrator. That's all I'm gonna say. And an unreliable narrator is tough to do well. If you want a recommendation on a good one, you should read. It's called 13 by Stephen Kavanagh. It is a legal thriller where the main character is a lawyer with a criminal past, but there's like two POVs, and one we follow this lawyer, and one we follow the killer, the real killer. And for the premise of the book, all you need to know is that there is a murder trial, and the killer is not on the stand. The killer is in the jury box, so he's one of the juries. And like, honestly, that's all you need to know. That's what hooked me. It was so well written. It does have an unreliable narrator, but like, again, it's a very very well done unreliable narrator. I loved it. I think that was one of the reasons why the anxious people didn't quite work for me, as well as for some other people from, gosh, Frederick Backman. But now I'm kind of realizing that he's not actually like, he doesn't write in English. He's, what is it, like Swedish? I think. Anyways, like, his books are translated in English, so it might have been the translation. Just some things got lost in translation, maybe, and it didn't work for me. The same was with this one. I'm not gonna spoiler it, but it just, no. So off it goes. I'm not continuing. This is a series now, apparently. So I'm like, what? Why? And I think it won Goodreads in the year that it came out, like the mystery of the year or something, like I think in that category. I was like shocked. Like, really? Like, I think I gave it like 3 stars, but that's like just because I finished it, I guess. Could have been like 2.5. I don't know. And this one is called The 10th Girl by Sarah Faring. Ooh, I don't even know, like, genre wise. This is a very mixed genres. We have a haunted mansion. We have like a family curse. We have some twists that's going on here. And we have like a boarding school. Like, it was very like eerie. Also, one of those atmospheric books. Like, I didn't see like where it was going. So that's good. Like, it kept me guessing. I read it, I liked it, and I think I am gonna move on. Oh, I've tried to read this book probably like 100 times. I'm not even kidding. Never getting past like the second chapter, and it's All the Truth That's in Me by Julie Berry. And I don't know what it is about this book. Like, it's written in the second person entirely. Maybe that's why it kind of didn't work for me. Like, I don't even. I struggle to tell you like what is this book about. But like, every time I try to read it, I can't get past the first couple chapters, and then I get bored, I get confused. Like, I don't know what it is, but I think it's time I gave up on it. Now I am also unholding this little thing called Bunny by Mona Awad. The Craft on Crack, or LSD, a very weird book. It's a fairly small book, so again, um, just kind of plays into my preference for the bigger books because I need a lot of like I like my books like the worlds and characters developed and all that stuff, and I like to have some time to get attached. Boy, how do I even describe this book? I read it like a long time ago. It was very weird. We have like a clique of girls, like popular girls in the college, which call each other Bunny, and we have our main character that kind of joins that clique, and they are kind of doing some magic, and it gets weird and kind of creepy, and the ending left me confused as well. So yeah, I don't know, like a lot of people really like this book, so I guess if you're super into like very weird, but like I wouldn't even say that I'm not into weird books. Like I like me some weird, I just like it to be cohesive, I guess. That's all I can say. Anyhow, I have also some historical fiction here, and this is The Christie Affair by Nina de Gramont, a take on Agatha Christie's life. Um, as a fictionalized, obviously, but there was a period in Agatha Christie's life when she went missing for a period of time, and nobody knows to this day like where she went and what happened to her. But she came back, so this is basically the fictionalization of that period. So we get to find out where she went. I think it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Very little happens though. So I think I need like more plot in my books. It was well written though, so it still kept me reading. Yeah, like I'm definitely not gonna be rereading it. I don't think I really want it on my shelves either. I can part with it with a light heart. But The Fifth Battle by Brunonia Barry. So Brunonia Barry writes a lot of books about like Salem and witches and things like that because she's herself from Salem. This is the only book I read from her, but this is fairly interesting. It's kind of like a thriller mystery, but also with a supernatural twist. Like we don't know if it is or it isn't throughout the book. That is part of the mystery. There was this legend of the banshees in the town and some witchiness. I think that's it's kind of all I remember honestly about the plot because I read it like very long time ago, but it's been sitting on my shelf, and I think it's time that I unhaul it. And Unkindness of Magicians. I read it again a very long time ago. This is an adult urban fantasy about the magicians. So we have this whole unseen world of like powerful, influential people who do in magic and kind of feed off each other's magic. And every like 20 years or so, they have like a tournament where they duel in each other. And in this year, like the tournament kind of came early, like only 13 years. We follow Vince Sydney, who is like an unknown magician in this world. So she's like an outsider and like being dismissed, but she turns out to be like pretty powerful herself. I liked it at the time that I read it. I think like years and years after there's a sequel came out, but like I never got around to reading it or like even pick it up. I don't have interest anymore, so I read it and that's it. This is one of the newer ones, The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa M. Matlin. So this is the book that I DNF'd pretty quickly. This is supposed to be like a thriller mystery with the paranormal twist on it. We have like a haunted house, and we have this like an influencer psychiatrist moving in there with her husband. Like the unlikableness of the characters is crazy. Like, I'm not that picky when it comes to, like, they can be unlikable. I love me some unlikable characters. Like, I think they can be very interesting. They can be even like likable in a way. This one though, gosh, she was grating on my nerves. I don't know, and her husband is also super unlikable, and I for the life of me I cannot see like why are they like, it's been like we've been told that they very like they love each other very much, but we like it feels like they barely tolerate each other. The protagonist is like is just so annoying. um I don't want to say much as to spoilers, but like I could not I just could not follow read about her. Hence DNF'd it, so don't even want to read it, so I don't need it on my shelf. I can go ahead and unhaul it. So this is a magical realism book. It's Una Out of Order, by Margarita Montemore. So this one was pretty good book. Unfortunately, it did not connect with me specifically. The character is living her life out of order. So she's kind of jumping between years. Of her life, and without the context of like to the future, to the past, to the future, to the past, and she's living like 1 year in every um like in every year of her life, but like very out of order. Magical realism is also not that it's like tough to do or anything, it's just not always working for me. So this is like one of those genres that's kind of I am meh on. I'm like I don't need to be like fully in the magic system, or just don't have it at all if you're gonna just half-ass it, you know. But what did not work for me in this book is that we get no explanation. We get not even a try to like find out what is happening. Why is this happening to her? What to do? Like how to fix it? Like nothing. We get kind of like a few pieces of her life. Um, and again, like plot wise, not much actually happening. We just kind of live out her life with her. And if you like just magical realism and you don't really need to have like all the answers, I think you like this one. But for me, it was one time read. I don't want to go back to it. I don't really like, it's been sitting on my shelf also for quite a while, so I don't really need it there anymore. And also I have another thriller called The Wives by Taryn Fisher. Again, a decent one-time read. Nothing too crazy. We have the concept of um, multiple wives, basically multiple families, secret families of the man, and we follow one of those wives. I've heard mixed reviews about this book. I myself enjoyed it enough. I think it's like 3 to 4 stars. I gave it. I'm not too sure. It was pretty decent. The ending was so like it worked for me. I know it's like it didn't work for some other people, but again, it's just like one time read, especially with the thrillers. I never really reread the thrillers or like mystery novels, so it's like I read it and I move on, I read it and I move on. It's just kind of popcorn. I feel like I'm gonna get some comments about this one, but Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. This is a cozy fantasy that got like so much hype recently. It's one of the new ones. We follow this ogre woman who used to battle, but now she just wants to settle down and open her coffee shop. uh, it's very cozy, very cutesy, I guess. Plot wise, nothing's going on, and what is going on, I thought could have been done better. It's all about just the vibes of like, oh, latte cinnamon buns, cute fantasy characters, and like, which is okay, I guess, for a lot of people who like this genre. I think you like this. It's not like I don't like the genre. I do like the genre. I just think it could be done better. There still needs to be a little bit of plot happening. I think for me personally, I've read some other cozy fantasies that are kind of better than this one and resonated with me better. I just wanted to see like what was all the buzz about. I enjoyed it enough. I thought it could have been better. I'm not gonna be rereading it, and honestly, I don't quite like the this edition, anyways. So like, I don't really want it on my shelves either. All right, and that is all the books I've got for you today. Sorry, that came out quite a long video. If you made it through and stick around until here, it's like wow, you are a rock star, I guess. Like crazy, crazy people, but I do appreciate it. I do have like 3 subscribers now, so I guess that makes me a legit. I'm a YouTuber now, so thank you for those people. You know who you are, and I will see you in my next video. Click subscribe, like, and a little bell button to get notifications for my next video if you like. That would really help me out. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.